Welcome to the Crush It in Sales podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. This podcast focuses on the intersection of sales, leadership, and personal development. So let's get ready to crush it. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me this week on the Crush It in Sales podcast. I hope everyone had a beautiful Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And New Year's is a few days away. So this is just a little tip and story share to inspire you if you are someone that is struggling with having the confidence to walk away. And I've talked about this a little bit before. I have definitely mentioned it in the Brilliant Breakthroughs for Small Business Owners book series, the chapter that Ryan and I wrote together on confidence. I share a story about walking away from a sales customer when I first started as an independent sales rep. Back in 2010, I believe was when I had this run-in with this customer. And I never looked back. She definitely lit me up on making me realize that, sometimes you just need to walk away from somebody. They're not going to change. It's just their behavior. And especially if you can justify your motivation to walk away by talking to other people, kind of get a beat on that person. I love that saying, getting a beat. And also, if you continue to see the same behavior pattern, this is when you really need to go, oh my gosh, I need to walk away from this person. I need to separate myself from their energy because they have some challenges that they're probably never going to change. And my energy needs to be protected. And if I walk away from some challenging customers, better customers are going to come to me. So with all that being said, that little recap of my mindset around walking away from people, my husband, Ryan, who is Good Karma Sport Fishing, if you don't know, he accepted a charter from someone that in the past, last year, exactly a year ago, he had some major struggles with. The person is someone who owns a business, and they didn't create the business. They inherited it from their family. And they just have a certain way about them that just isn't very nice. That's the best way I can put it. And it rubs my husband the wrong way because my husband is a super nice guy. He's not arrogant. He goes above and beyond for his charter clients, above and beyond. There's no way that other charter captains do all that my husband does. It's actually kind of ridiculous, especially for the price. So when I see him getting taken advantage of, and also when someone's just downright nasty to my husband or doesn't appreciate him, it fires me up as mama bear and I get kind of pissed. And so last year, there was a joint decision between my husband, Ryan, and I that he wasn't going to work with this person anymore. He wasn't going to take him on as a private coaching client because that was a discussion. We didn't care about the money. Like, you can toss all the money you want at us. Like, if you're a jerk, we don't want to work with you. And he wasn't going to take him anymore on charters. So I thought it was a done deal. I forgot about this person. I moved on. I'm really good at moving on from people, especially if they're negative people, toxic people, dark energy people. I'm good at walking away. So it gets into holiday season and my husband is booked up every single day. I kid you not. His phone rings off the hook. We have built our business from scratch and his phone rings every day. Phone, email, text, however you want to put it. So all of a sudden he tells me he has this person on the calendar for the week of Christmas. And I didn't say anything because as mama bear, my learning in hindsight is that sometimes I just need to be quiet, right? Maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe he wants to give it another shot. Personally, obviously I didn't know why he was taking charter because our schedule's full. Like, we are far from desperate. He does not need to take a charter just to take a charter like maybe we did back when we were starting. So he has the flexibility to be more particular now. which is great. And that's what everyone should aim for in their business. And so he put it on the calendar. I didn't say anything. I kept my mouth shut and we rolled on. Sure as shit, yesterday, Ryan had to ask to reschedule the charter or cancel it because of the weather, which is something that happens all the time in the charter business. Weather is the boss. And if the weather is going to be bad, he's not going to take the charter. It's just a safety reason, and they're probably not going to catch any fish anyways because of the weather. So he had to place a phone call. And wouldn't you know, this person repeated the same behavior that they did the year before, which was not polite, not treating him with respect, said some things that I won't repeat that were just triggers. He knows how to manipulate, let's put it that way. And when you work with someone or know somebody that has a manipulative behavior, that behavior doesn't change. We all know people who are manipulative, and part of your journey in this life is getting smarter to recognize those people that are manipulative. And this could be a family member too. You could have family members that are manipulative. Your mother, your father could be manipulative, your spouse. And you really have to start to work towards sharpening that tool that goes ding, 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 ding. I'm being manipulated here. And how can I best handle this situation? And it's not easy. And for some people, depending on where you are in your soul journey, it's easier than others. Some people might not even know what I'm talking about if they're listening to this. And I never get manipulated. No, you likely do, and you haven't recognized it. And that's probably good for you and where you are right now. Totally get that. And that's more stuff that I talk about on the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. But as I believe in blending tools, it does make sense to mention it here as well. So with that being said, my husband has sharpened his tools dramatically on understanding when he's getting manipulated. And what this client said back to my husband was pure manipulation that was meant to hit triggers. And it became a huge discussion with my husband and I when he hung up with this person and told him that, no, I'm not taking you, it's done. And now he's blocked him from his phone, which is fantastic. And, it just became a really big mindset discussion into the evening, into when we fell asleep, into recognizing that that's that person's issues. My husband's done nothing wrong. And when someone then tries to manipulate you, you have to really think about what is their underlying motivation. And in this case, this person's underlying motivation is he is not a good fisherman, and my husband is an excellent charter boat captain, and it's hard to find people that are going to teach you what my husband can teach you. So his motivation was about himself, and therefore he was not happy when my husband had to cancel the charter. So he took it out on my husband and tried to manipulate him and make him feel bad. So when you start to dissect what is going on with someone, what is their motivation, what is their MO, what are they saying to you, what are they trying to get you to do to control the situation, you just get smarter. You get smarter and you start to work on the energy that is around that. You start to have more confidence in regarding to in being able to turn down various requests or situations, walk away from people, say no to things. And you know what? Let the cards fall as they're going to fall. No one is going to break us. One client like this that we obviously did fine with all year round without him during COVID, during bad weather, we still were fine. You know what I mean? Those things, when you start to think about them, like really sit and think about them, you go, no, I don't need this person in my life. I don't need this client in my life. It's okay. My business will survive. I will be okay. And I truly believe that what I'm saying in this podcast is relatable to all situations in your life. It could be a friend. It could be a neighbor. It could be so many people. Unfortunately, there is a lot of manipulation out there, and you have to sharpen the tools to build the confidence to be able to say no or walk away. It's just how it is. And I had something last December with the sales group that I was working with at the time, and the VP of sales tried to manipulate me and lied about a certain situation in a request, but I knew it. I saw right through it. So, and I said no, and I held my ground, and it was the right thing to do for myself in the business. Yeah, did it piss him off? Sure, it did, totally. But things all work out for a reason, and that's totally fine. Same thing with this situation. It all works out for a reason, and it's totally fine. My husband ended up getting a gig today with a private customer for coaching, and that was a huge surprise out of the blue. So here we are. We turned away a negative customer who was manipulative, and my husband ended up getting booked for a really awesome coaching gig with a really positive person who he's known for a while, out of the blue. So things work out. You have to believe. You have to work on building those confidence muscles and getting stronger at walking away from negative people, manipulative people, people with bad energy, and just stay on those positive railroad tracks, because that is what is going to bring you success in 2021, and it's just really part of building your confidence. So this is also too, I'm giving you a little sneak peek from my book, because my book is going to be about situations like this, about real life situations that my husband and I deal with and have worked through and really worked on our mindset around them. And as I mentioned in the last podcast, the book comes out in March. I'm super excited. I'm halfway done writing it. I'm working on securing all the other moving parts that you need to do when you work on a book. But the book is called Confidence Mastery for Couples: The Roadmap to a More Intimate Relationship. And my book series in general will be on confidence. So each book will have a different theme. The first one's theme is about couples. I thought it was appropriate to start with chatting about Ryan and I, as it's a huge part of my life and our stories, and also is the segue after our brilliant breakthroughs for the small business owner chapter. So I would love to hear from you. Please, please, please give me your confidence tips, your ideas, your story on how you had a win, or if you need some help. You know, I'm a private coach. You're more than welcome to reach out to me and have a free discovery session. My email is info@melindavanfleet.com, and I'm all over the web. You can easily find me, I'm sure. I'll put information in the show notes. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. It's Melinda_Van-Fleet. My other podcast is The Good Karma Success Coach, and my website is goodkarmasuccesscoach.com. So till next week, thanks again for listening, and I hope you crush it in sales.